back, students. Today we are going to cover the most important part of this chapter, triangles, which is Pythagoras theorem. Before we go ahead into this video, we are going to discuss today mainly about the Pythagoras theorem only. First of all, I will be explaining you how this Pythagoras theorem has been derived, and then we will be going through some important questions related with this theorem. First of all, you have to know that this Pythagoras theorem is there in your syllabus. Not only the statement but also the proof. So in this video we are going to understand the Pythagoras theorem statement wise as well as proof wise. Okay. So first you need to know what is called Pythagoras theorem. What is the statement of Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem states that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the base and the height. Or you can say that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides of the triangle. That means if this is a right angle triangle, if this is a right angle triangle, suppose this is A, B, C. As you can see, this is a right angle triangle, right angle at B. Suppose this is 90 degree. So we can say that Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse, that is AC square, is equals to the sum of the square of the other two sides of the triangle, that is equals to AB square plus BC square. So students, you have to keep this in your mind. Now the next question which arises, I think you have been using this theorem since class 7 onwards. I think this theorem was also there in that class, but in that particular class you were aware of this statement, but you were not aware how this theorem has been derived. But now in class 10 we will be understanding how this theorem has been derived. So now I am going to prove this statement, that is the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides of the triangle. So the most important statement which is given here is only one thing which I know, which is angle B is equals to 90 degree. That means this triangle is a right angle triangle. This is only the information which is known to me. The second is construction. One construction we need to do here, that is we need to draw a perpendicular BD on AC. Draw perpendicular BD on AC. So this is only the construction which we need to do. Now the next step, let us start the main proof. So first, as you all are aware with the similarity of the triangle, as we have discussed before in the class, that is what is similarity of the triangle. Here we need to take the help of similarity only. That means let us prove this triangle ABD and ABC similar. So we will write first in triangle ABD and triangle ABC. So you can see here in these both in these both triangles, you can see as I have drawn BD perpendicular to AC. So first thing is angle A is equals to angle A, which is common, and then you can see angle ADB is equals to angle ABC. Both are 90 degree. So we can write triangle ABD is similar to triangle ABC by angle axiom. Okay. So if these two triangles are similar, that is triangle ABD and triangle ABC, so we can write AB by AB, taking AB as the biggest, AB as the side of the bigger triangle, divided by the side of the smaller triangle, that is AD. Okay. These proportional sides, this correspond, as we know that if two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are proportional. So if AB, I am taking a side of the bigger triangle, and then the side which is corresponding to this AB with respect to the smaller triangle is AD. So AB by AD will be equals to AC, the opposite side of 90 degree angle B, will be equals to AB, the opposite of 90 degree angle BDA. So we will write here as AC by AB. I think it's clear to you because you can see AC, the 90 opposite side of angle 90 degree, and AB is also the opposite side of angle 90 degree. So both are corresponding. So we get here AB square equals to AD dot AC. Give this equation number 1. Okay. Now let us come to this triangle. In triangle BDC and triangle ABC. So now we will be proving triangle BDC and triangle ABC similar. Now you can see here angle C is equals to angle C, which is common, and you can see here that angle BDA, okay, angle BDA is 90 and angle BABC is also 90 degree. Therefore triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC by angle axiom. So similarly as we have done here, we will do the same thing there also. If we take BC divided by DC will be equals to, because BC being the side of the bigger triangle and DC being the corresponding side for BC with respect to the smaller triangle BDC will be equals to AC divided by AC is opposite to 90 degree, here opposite to 90 is BC. So we get here BC square is equals to DC dot AC, equation number 2. Now adding this 1 and 2, adding 1 and 2 we get AB square plus BC square is equals to AD dot AC plus DC dot AC. Take AC common, it will be AD plus DC. Now you see this will be equals to AD plus DC is AC. So AC dot AC is equals to AC square. So we get here AB square plus BC square. As you can see, the other square, the sum of the other two sides of a triangle is equals to AC square, which is the hypotenuse square. So in this way we can prove the Pythagoras theorem. This is how you have come with a very important theorem, which is Pythagoras theorem, which is mainly used for finding any unknown side of a right angle triangle if you are known with the any other two sides of the triangle. So this is how this theorem we have got. This is the proof of the theorem which is there in your syllabus also. Now we will be solving few questions from the last exercise which is completely based on this theorem only. Okay, before that I would like to say one more thing. There is also one more theorem, that is converse of Pythagoras theorem. The converse of Pythagoras theorem is just by the name, it's converse. That means in Pythagoras theorem you know that the angle is 90 degree. If in a triangle angle is 90 degree, that means if a triangle is right angle triangle, then the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides of a triangle. But now you just reverse it. If you know the information that if the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides of the triangle, then you can conclude that that triangle, that particular triangle will be a right angle triangle. This is what converse of Pythagoras theorem is. So I repeat once again, converse of Pythagoras theorem states that if the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the square of the sum of the squares of the other two sides of the triangle, then that triangle is a right angle triangle. It's just a reciprocal, or you can say the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. Now let us solve few questions from the last exercise. Okay students, here I have taken question number 2 as because this question is very interesting. PQR is a triangle, right angle at P. Okay, so let us draw a right angle triangle. Right angle at P. So let this be P, this be Q, this be R. Okay. M is a point on QR. M is a point on QR such that PM is perpendicular to QR. So we can say this is perpendicular. Okay. So let us write the first given. What things are known to us? We don't know so many things here. We know that angle P is 90 degree. Then we know angle, not angle actually, we will write a PM is perpendicular to RQ. Okay. So let us take first. This is given actually and we don't know any other things. What we need to prove? To prove is, this is the way you have to solve the questions. First you write the given, then you write the to prove statement and then the proof. To prove statement is PM square is equals to Q1 dot MR. Okay. So first let us take, first what we will do. Let us take this angle as X. Angle NPQ, let angle NPQ be what? X. So what will be the value of this angle RPM? Angle RPM will be 90 minus x. Okay. In triangle RPM. So this is what? 90 minus x. So right here. Plus this is how much? 90 degree right here. Plus angle PRM equals to how much? 180. So student, you will get here. So you will get angle PRM is equals to x. So here finally PRM is also what? X. Now you will be thinking why I have done this. I have only done this because I am giving you the main concept of this question. See here. First, in order to get this statement, you can see here PM is here, QM is here, and MR is here. So in order to get this statement, you have to prove triangle PMR and PMQ similar. Now, in order to prove these two triangles similar, at least you must have two angles equal. But I have only one, which is 90 and 90 degree. And so for getting the other equal angle, I have assumed this angle MPQ be x, and then angle PRM will also be x, as I have proved here. Now we can easily prove these two triangles similar. Our main motive was to prove these two triangles similar only, so that we can get the to prove statement. So now we'll prove this in triangle RPM and triangle PMQ. You can see angle RMP is equals to angle PMQ. Both are 90 degree. Angle MPQ is equals to angle PRM, as because both are x only. Okay. So we can say triangle, no need of writing this. You can write this. Proved above. That you can write. Triangle RPM is similar to triangle PMQ by angle statement. Now the main part. Now you can see if these two triangles are similar, then what conclusion we get? If two triangles are similar, the corresponding sides are proportional. That means we can write here PM. Okay, PM divided by QM. PM divided by QM. PM is the side of the RPM and QM from the lower triangle MPQ. So PM by QM will be equals to MR, upper one triangle, divided by PM. Okay, PM being the side of the lower triangle here. So cross multiply. PM square is equals to QM dot MR, which is the proof. So this making this means proportional after proving the two triangles similar is very important. If you do mistake here, then the entire sum will be wrong. You will not get the to proof statement. So this is how we can solve this. Let us go to the next question. Okay, students. Now I have taken question number 7 here. As you can see, we have to prove the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonals. So let us draw a rhombus here. As you can see, this is the rhombus AB, CD. This is BD and AC are the diagonals intersecting at O. So what is given here? Given is ABCD is a rhombus. Okay. We need to prove the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus. That means AB square plus BC square plus DC square plus sum of the squares of its diagonals. That means DB square plus diagonal next diagonal is AC square. So this we need to prove. Let us prove this first. This is very easy. See, as we know that in a rhombus, the diagonals perpendicularly bisect each other. So we can say that DB as DB is perpendicular bisector of AC. So we can write DB is perpendicular bisector to AC, perpendicular to AC, and DO equals to OB and AO equals to OC. These things are known to us by the properties of rhombus only. Now, by Pythagoras theorem in triangle DOC, in triangle DOC by Pythagoras theorem, what we have? We have DC, see this is 90 degree, so definitely DC is the hypotenuse. So we have DC square equals to DO square plus OC square. Okay, so similarly what things we can write? BC square is equals to what? OC square plus OB square. Okay, then AB square is equals to AO square plus BO square, and then AD square is equals to DO square plus OB square. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, because see these all angles are 90 degree. So applying Pythagoras theorem in these all 4 triangles, you get 4 statements. Okay, now you just add these 4 statements, adding 1, 2, 3, 4. So add these 4 equations, you get DC square plus BC square plus AB square plus AD square. Now you just see here, see DO. So 2 DO squares are there. So I can write it as 2 DO square plus OC, and then OC is here also, plus 2 OC square plus OB plus OB, 2 OB square, and the last, okay, just wait, in BC square it will be OC plus OB, in AB it is AO plus OB, and in AD it is DO plus AO. DO plus this will be AO, OA. Okay, now then you can see here, and the last is AD, last is what? So we got here DO, then OC, then OB, and last is AO. You can see AO is here and AO is here, sorry, here also. So it will be 2 OA square. Take 2 common, it will be DO square, okay, plus OC square plus OB square plus OA square. So this you get here. Okay, now DO square can be written as, see DO and OB are equal, as because diagonals perpendicularly bisect. So DO equals to OB. So we can write 2 DO. So we can write here 2 DO square. Similarly we can write 2 OC square, because OC and OA are equal. So you get here 2. Again you take 2 common. So it will be 4. DO square means what? DO square means DB by 2, DB square by 4 plus AC square by 4. So you will get here finally, if you do the LCM, 4 and 4 will be eliminated. So you will get DB square plus, you will get DB square plus AC square. So we see that the square of the sum of the all the 4 sides of the rhombus is equals to the square of the sum of the diagonals. Okay, so here in this way you can prove, you just have to apply the Pythagoras theorem in these all 4 triangles, and then you add all these 4 triangles, or add this all 4 equations, you will automatically get this proof. Okay, so this is how we can solve this. So this was one of the important question in this exercise, which you can solve in this method. Okay students, just we have went through the proof and statement of the Pythagoras theorem, and then we have solved 2 important questions from this exercise, which is completely based on Pythagoras theorem. So these two questions are very important. Also the other questions in these exercises are also very important. So the few classworks will be just appearing in the next slide itself, which you need to try by yourself. If you face any problem while solving those questions, you can ask me for, I will be definitely helping you. So for students, today this much only. I hope that you have understood this part of the chapter, which is the Pythagoras theorem, and this part is very important for your examination also. So with this hope, I end up my video here.